system, bro.
Hey, what's going on, man?
What up, man?
What's up,
Oh
son?
shit, 40, what's going on, man?
Chilling, bro. Chilling.
Good to see you, man.
Likewise, brother.
All
Long
right,
time.
cool. Yeah, man.
Yeah, but anyway.
So are you in New York, 40?
No, I'm actually I'm working on a house in San Jose, so I'm living here and kind of.
Oh, okay. So you in the Bay Area?
Yeah, I'm back. Yeah, I'm back in the Bay Area. Yeah.
Oh man,
That's
I gotta
full
link
circle.
up with you one time, Mr. Mystery. I gotta link up with you.
Yeah, for sure. Let's hang out, bro.
Yeah,
Let's
get one of them $19 burritos.
Hey, but you
You
know
wanna
what?
split it.
At the end of the day,
Yeah,
it was hella good. I was like, damn. The
best goddamn burrito I ever had.
Grilled. I was like, damn, this shit was.
Pussy.
No, I ain't doing that shit again. No. The principle, man.
Oh, bro.
Yeah,
it's the principle. No, I was in the same boat. I was like, man, I need me some motherfucking Mexican. I need some menudo. Fuck it, man. But I don't feel like going to get it. So I went on the little fucking DoorDash and all that. And I was like, yeah, I got my menudo and then like corn tortillas and $35. By the time the delivery and I was like, man, fuck that, man.
Like I get my own pig, right?
I was like, hey nephew, if you come to the burrito spot with me, bro, and I could buy him and me for less than that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But if I go get it delivered and all this, yeah, it's $35. It's like fuck that shit.
But you know, I kind of feel like DoorDash is like one of the main movers of it because everybody's at home and it's just a little bit more expensive.
Okay,
you know, so it's like by the time the real world opens up,
right,
you pay $35 for a menudo. You know what I'm saying?
Right, it's gonna be $35 at the shop. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So
yeah, for sure.
It's catching up. It's just catching up, man. But I've been on this Black financial literacy thing lately, man. Have you heard of Dr. Boyce Watkins?
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So you know, I don't agree with 100% of all of his videos, but I like what he has to say about the whole Black literacy thing. So,
it's sound financial advice, that's for sure, no question.
Yeah, he gives good advice, but he has a vision, you know, and he has a vision about, you know, the Black financial revolution. You know, his calculations is coming, and we need to jump on the train. And I'm like, you know what? Because he's all about let's teach the kids first. You know, like your 10-year-old. I even bought my girl one of his courses. It's like a month long. I mean, she needed something to do. So it starts tomorrow. She's all hyped, you know. So I'm like, okay. You know, I turned her on. She's like, all right, yeah.
Hey, but Boyce Watkins is B1. Boyce Watkins pushed don't bother voting. Which I agree. He say Black folks need to hold their vote until people come with real candidates.
They need to earn it.
I agree with that.
That's all Ice Cube was saying. That's all he was saying. It's like, you need to earn my vote.
He was saying the cats was calling him a sellout and a coon.
Right.
And stuff like
and you know what Biden told him? Yeah, we'll talk to you after we get your vote. That's like basically a stick up. You know what I mean? It's like, nigga, give me your wallet and then we'll talk.
Right.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
I completely agree with him. I mean, basically, he's saying the Black vote should be concentrated. So, like, we should have a whole community agreement of who we gonna vote for.
Right. Well, it's the same thing that the LGBT community does. The same thing that the Hispanic community does. The same thing that white people do.
Right. You know? Make your vote worth something. You know, raise the value.
Break up into different groups. Israel, you know, vegetarians, whatever. They got all kind of. But the difference is, what these groups do is they kick down money.
Right.
Obama, you're running for president. Hey, here's $100,000 towards your campaign. Wink, wink. You know.
Oh no! Here's $100,000 speaking fee.
Fee, whatever.
Speaking fee.
Whatever it is. Speaking fee, yeah. So that we can get your ear for a minute afterwards. You know
right. But it's not a campaign donation. It's a fee for a 1 hour speech.
Right.
So when the campaign finance people come sniffing around, it's like, hey man, I didn't give him that money for his campaign. Right. I paid him to speak.
Right.
You know.
Right.
Yeah. Didn't Hillary have a $4 million speech?
That's right. Right, straight to the Clinton Foundation. Yes.
Oh, they make millions. Obama too. They make millions off speeches, man. Millions.
Jesse Jackson's minimum is $250,000, and he's not even running for president.
But Jesse
Jackson's minimum is $250,000 for a speech.
Hey man, don't hate the
I ain't hating the player. I'm just saying, name your price. Fuck it.
Wow.
Listen, I speak for 2Gs.
Right.
If you want me to come to their birthday party, I will definitely depress everybody with a whole lot of truth. Do not invite, you want me to come for, hey, listen. If you're, Antifa, BLM type of person, whatever, and you're mad at your family, pay me, and I'll come to your house for Thanksgiving. I do the toast and everything. Here's to the dead Indians who white people slaughtered, and then y'all know the story of Pocahontas, right? You know the real Pocahontas.
This motherfucker be carving turkeys and shit.
Telling Pocahontas stories all day.
Yep. Hey man, I think there's some weed in the stuffing, man. Hey, don't worry about it, bro. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna make everybody happy. Shit.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Or I could be Rasta Claus. Invite me for
right.
Go.
They could be spiking the punch with fucking CBD oil and fucking tequila and shit.
Cussing everybody out, hella mad.
Yeah, get grandma all high.
Rasta Claus, Rasta Claus. My bag is empty. It's full when I leave. Goddamn it.
Nigga got grandma doing the Dougie and shit. Got grandma twerking. She get all high and shit. Oh shit! On her walker.
You might have to bring that one out, man.
I'm telling you, man.
Yeah, you got a little red, black, and green.
We gotta start a business, man. We can all be Rasta Claus, like whatever. Like I'm planning on gigging in 2021.
That's what's up, nigga.
Right.
Black Elvis, what y'all want? I'm all of that.
Yeah, man. I'm taking a class on the beat funnel thing. I paid $300, and they show you how to set the funnel up. I can't wait. I'm trying to finish this class because I was watching some shit. And this nigga was like, yeah, man, I've been making beats, and I've been making them for like 6 months, and I finally made my first, $10,000, and it's been like 10, 15 grand a month ever since.
Doing what?
And I was
wait. You didn't define what you just went into a whole
beats.
Yeah, it's beats. Like talking to yourself
beats.
all of a sudden.
No, I said beats.
Beat funnel?
Beat.
Yeah, so these guys, they're doing what I'm doing, like, 3 times a week. They're making beats. You know what I mean? And me. I mean, I got all the shit. I got all the shit for beat making. Like, I got 2 iPads now, and I got my laptop. I mean, I'm set up for beat making. I can make 5 beats a day if I wanted to, right? This motherfucker said I've been making 20 grand every month on beats, like, no problem. And it's not like putting out albums. He's like commercials, films, TV shows. Everything's streaming now. You've got Disney, you've got Hulu, everybody's looking for music for their shit, and they're not trying to hire somebody to put a score per se. They just want to grab beats and pay you, and you license them. And then also all these up and coming MCs, they listen to your shit on YouTube, et cetera, et cetera. So it's multiple income streams. And so I was like, this motherfucker must be, and I listened to his beats, and I was like, oh hell no, that's no. Like, give me my iPad. Give me my iPad right now, goddammit. No, hell no. I was mad, dude. I was like, okay, that's it. And I went and I researched the best guys, and I signed up for their class. They charged me $300. I went to their little seminar, and they were like, we're having a special deal. It's $250 now. you know, I was like, just sign me up. I want it all. I want it all. I just paid for it all. And I'm gonna sit there in this class. I'm gonna fucking be the best student in the class. And when my target is I'm gonna make, $5 to $7 grand by March.
So wait, it's a marketing class, or it's a
it's called the Beat Funnel. So it's like
it's the interface?
It's all the above. It's all the above. It's all the above. It's like how to structure them so they sell. It's like how to organize them so people can come to your site and pick, I want something moody, or I want something jazzy, or I want something, whatever. And then it's like, and then you have the lane, you have the email lists. So you have these people are TV show producers, and these people are rappers, and these people are movie guys, and these people are commercial people looking for commercial jingles, all that shit. You know what I mean? And you have your marketing targeted for each group, and then you just start pushing out your shit to them, and then the part that we're all three of us are good at is then eventually they're gonna want to contact you and get to know you as a person. And then they were saying once they like you, they're going to come back and buy more of your beats. And that's the easy part for us, And then they start inviting you to their little events and, whatnot. And so I was just like, man, I was sitting on a fucking gold mine here. So, I want to issue a formal apology to all you niggas, including Ish, who have worked with me in the past. I apologize for being a hobbyist. And all you niggas knowing that I like 40's beats, but I know this nigga never gonna put nothing out, so why do I bother fucking with him? I want to apologize. I will never call you.
You know what? Nah, bro. You played a critical role in a lot of cats' development. Don't get it twisted, because
thank you for that.
You had that space that was like a 24. How many cats had like a 24/7 warehouse space
where they could just go and flex?
That was but to just come and flex, freestyle, record, do whatever you want,
and never run out of beats.
That's where I
never run out.
My sword, man.
Okay,
and not only me, Dom. Leaf,
Mr. Tower. Yep. Wise.
Tower.
Yep. That's true.
Man, Chief.
Yep. And that's true. That's a lot of cats. That's a lot of cats.
A lot, like that place, man. And then not only that, but musicians, Jerry Wu, Igor.
That's true.
Monty, you know what I mean? Like.
That's true. That's true.
Even Cam was on stage with us.
That's right. That's right. It's true. And vice versa. You guys, I was like, oh, these niggas is coming over. I better have something that they gonna like. I better have something ready to go. So you guys were pushing, or I always tell this story about how we did that first Telefunken album because we had that fucking show every Thursday, and we didn't want to get up there and play the same 4 songs every week. Remember?
We had like 2 songs that had a
right. And we, so we would like every week it was like, oh nigga, we need a new song. Try this. And then we would go up and improvise the song on stage. I would play the first 8 bars, and then we would just kind of go with it, and then that would become the next song. Like I would go back and polish it up, and then me and Mark would fuck with it, and then the musicians would come in, and that was the only reason them niggas ever came to practice, because they didn't want to look bad. You know what I'm saying? They didn't want to.
Yeah.
Right. So that was basically our practice, is on stage in front of a crowd. And it was the same people every week, so we couldn't come with exactly the same set.
Same set, right.
We couldn't do it. We had to mix it up.
How lucky were we for that?
I know. It just fell on our lap.
It's a weekly gig. So they saw we carried ourselves like we knew that we had something.
We did. We played it off. What they call it? Fake it till you make it.
Hey, you know how I can?
Y'all was just like, I was like, I remember because I met Ish, and he was like, oh, you got to go to 40's house. And, but I just remember meeting different people, all the time there.
Yeah.
And I remember this, I can't remember his name, but he taught me the pentatonic scale, one of the scale on the guitar. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I still practice. You know what I'm saying? he like opened up a door for me. And he was like,
oh, that's Igor. That's Igor.
Oh, Igor.
No, not Igor. It wasn't Igor. It
was somebody else.
It was some short Prince looking motherfucker.
Oh, Jimmy. Jimmy.
Yeah.
Or Rodney.
Rodney was the beast. Rodney was the beast.
Little, he's like little light skinned Prince.
Yeah, Jimmy.
Oh,
okay.
Jimmy. Okay.
It was Jimmy, but he was a beast, bro.
Yeah, he was my roommate for a while.
Yeah.
And that's how I learned how to play some, at least I learned how to like play bass by ear, was sitting around. I would play my beats, and me and Jimmy would smoke some weed, and he would play guitar, and I would play bass, and I would follow him. I would follow him, and he's like, he would go F, and then he'd go G, and he'd go A. You know what I mean? And I would like move around the neck. You're like, okay. And he's like, there's another A down there where it sounds different, and there's another one up here, and I'm like, right. And that's how I learned how to move up and down the neck, on the bass.
That's good. That's a good.
And it was just, we would do that for hours. We would do that because I had that space, bro. I had that fucking space, and I had all that gear, and it was on tap 24/7.
Hold on. Now, remember how we first got our gear from Telefunken?
That's right. Your boy.
My boy.
We bought for the Mexicans.
My boy named Pegleg. He's Cuban. Pegleg. He had his leg bit off when he was like 9 years old in Miami by some pit bulls riding his bicycle, and it turned out that Disneyland owned the land, so he got $21 million, I think it was, when he turned 18. Right? When you're 18, you get $21 million. So I knew this cat in high school, and he was like, I ain't going to class. He had a reason, but I was like, hey, me either. You know what I'm saying? So we were out, so we was all part of the same clique who didn't go to class. So this dude called me one day. I'm in Cali, and he's like, yeah, I'm coming out. I'm like, oh, word, come on, come out, man. He came out. He's like, what are you up to? I'm like, man, I'm doing music. He's like, yeah, what do you need? I was like, we need studio. We need speakers. We need everything. He's like, I got you. Let's go shopping. Bought us like the whole shit. To your boy, some like Mexican drug dealer, music dude who was like, I gotta go. Y'all can buy all this shit. So we was like, all right, cool. And we paid like, I don't know, like $9,000 or $10,000 or something like that for just a whole studio.
We had a whole studio.
And I've never seen Pegleg again. George Cortez.
Oh wow.
That's my man's $50,000. He writes DK. Damn, I probably shouldn't even say all this, but he's a graffiti artist. You know what I'm saying? So
okay.
So he can't be writing graffiti no more like that. So he writes DK for free agents. So I'm looking for that dude. But anyway, y'all know.
Is his tag still active?
Being recorded. What?
Is his tag still active?
He's well known in the graffiti community. He went hard after he got that money. He didn't have nothing to do but graffiti. He flew all around the world, putting up burners. So people know him, but when I be like, hey, I'm trying to find DK, they're like, hey, you might be the cops. So I still can't find him because I write into these graffiti like websites where I see his work, but I can't locate him.
Right.
Oh, wow, he's on the under, huh?
Yeah, you can't really find a graffiti artist by their name if they're real graffiti artists because they're fucking criminals. You know what I mean? They deface city property.
So, no, I got a story like that. I work with this dude in Hong Kong, and I remember him. He was always telling me about Bitcoin, right? And he's like, I remember one day we were at the office, and he was like, "Oh man, I just made so much money." I'm like, "What happened?" He's like, "Bro, Bitcoin just hit $500." And I was like, "What?" He's like, "Oh, dude, this is, I don't even know why I'm working anymore." I was like, bro, you like this program and shit. And he's like, "Yeah, I like it." Nigga, when that shit went to like $20,000 in 17, I like got on LinkedIn and that nigga was gone. Dude, his email bounced. LinkedIn was gone. His phone, all All them 5 phone numbers I had for him, dead. Facebook, dead. That nigga he was like, shit, I am so retired, nigga. And now this shit is at $35,000, nigga. This nigga's in an island in Thailand that he bought, probably. Just fucking everything moving, riding sharks, nigga. Like, you know what I mean?
No,
yeah, man. I think we need to get on this in this stock game, man. I don't. I have a humble portfolio, and I'm always just trying to get on the pulse of what's up.
All right. So for the average brother, like, how do you like? Because I want to buy some stocks, but I don't want to get ripped off. So like, where do I go just to say, here, I want to take this amount of money and put it in this, and know that I don't have a middleman. Or to somebody in India.
You go here. This is all you need.
Well, let me get one of those.
Okay. Well, wait. Hang on. Just so you don't get fucking ass raped. Okay. Here's the thing.
All right, go ahead.
If you're gonna do it, it's better to pay somebody, and because trying to figure it out on your own, you can pay somebody a little bit, like a commission, whatever. And then he'll give you some game. You'll pay him. He'll make you some money. And then you can research based on the game he gives you on the side. That's the first step. Now, the thing you're looking for, you don't want to buy individual stocks as an amateur because you're going to get fucking steamrolled. You know what I mean? You're literally a gazelle in a lion's den. You're going to get ate up. That's why all these knuckleheads on Robinhood are getting fucking fleeced. They're getting fleeced. Have you noticed that when the stocks dip, Robinhood always crashes? There's a reason for that. So what happens is the stock is dipping, right? And the rule is buy low, sell high, right? The big boys, Robinhood crashes. All the normies are on Robinhood. Robinhood crashes. The stock dips below a certain amount. All the big boys start buying it up. It starts to spike back up. Then Robinhood magically comes online, and all the normies are like, "Oh my God, the price is going up." And because they're dummies, they go, "I'm going to buy because the price is going up." No. It's buy low, sell high. They don't care. They see it going up, and they don't want to miss out, so they start buying. And then the guys who bought at the bottom clean up. That's how Robinhood works. It's just basically fleecing people. Mm-hmm. I mean, if you know what you're doing and you have Robinhood, then it's a convenience. But if you don't, if you're new to the game, do not get on Robinhood. Okay, that's my first thing. Okay, second thing. You don't want to buy an individual stock. You want to buy an ETF, right? And an ETF is like a group of stocks, and it's managed by somebody for you. So that way, your risk is spread out over multiple stocks, kind of like a mutual fund. So mutual funds and ETFs are your way to go as a beginner. And you're gonna, find somebody, Fidelity.
Wait. Mutual stocks? What's that?
No, mutual fund and an ETF. I don't remember what ETF stands for, but you want an ETF, and what they do is they buy stocks in blocks. Now, that's not to say that you can't go and buy some Apple and be fine on your own. That's fine. Don't go, knock yourself out, or some Tesla, whatever, knock yourself out. But in general, to learn the game, you should go with one of these guys. One of these, and Magellan and Fidelity have the lowest. You want the lowest commission, and you want it performance based. You want to see somebody who's outperformed the market. If their returns, if the market's been going up 30% and they've only been, basically their returns are 15%, that's not the guy you want to go with. You want the people who beat the market. Okay.
All right,
so that's the thing. And then the second thing is you want 6 months worth of whatever you make, right? You want dividends, because if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. So you're not trying to buy stock so you can sell it and make money. You're not trying to flip it. What you're trying to do is you're trying to get it to pay you every quarter. And you want to stack them up. So every quarter, you're just getting checks.
Define dividend. I don't know what a dividend is.
So you buy Apple, let's say, right? Apple just started paying dividends. So you buy Apple, and then they'll pay you like 2% or 1%, something above inflation. Every quarter, we're going to pay you like all the earnings that we made. We're going to give you a dividend. So we're literally, if you own our stock, we're going to write you a check every quarter based on our performance. So if we made money, you get a check because you're one of us. You own part of the company. That's what you want. You're not trying to buy and flip shit like houses.
That's a dividend.
That's a dividend. You want dividend stocks. You don't want like I said, if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. You're not trying to gamble. You want a nigga to pay you because you're in the club. You want them to send you a quarterly report so you can look at their performance. You want them to treat you like a rich white boy, basically. And if you own one stock, you're in the club. Just one.
Okay.
Right.
You feel me?
So you go to a place like Fidelity and you say, I'm interested in investing in stocks.
Right. I want a mutual fund, I want ETFs, and then they do that for you. And then if you're gonna buy individual stocks, on your own, after Fidelity gives you some game, and after you in it for 6 months or a year, whatever, and you start to figure out, okay, this is how it works, then you only get stocks that give you dividends.
Okay.
And then I'm just trying to teach. I'm not trying to give you the whole, I'm just giving you the basics so you don't lose your shirt and get discouraged. Because it should be a positive experience, and then capitalism will continue to thrive for everybody. But if it's a negative experience, you're just gonna tap out. You're just gonna get fleeced.
And you'll be broke.
And you'll be broke. Yeah. Yeah. And you don't want that.
Well,
so yeah.
Because me, like I'm gonna find it, right?
Right.
So you're gonna find it. Yeah.
Also, I do stuff like horse races. Let me see the racing form. And I'm like, all right, this one's gonna come in first. This one's gonna come in second. No.
Sure.
This one's gonna win this one. This one's gonna win this race. This one's gonna win this race. And I'll be like 60, 70%. People have come back to me like, yo, like So I feel like I can do that in the stock.
Yeah, you can.
You can to a degree, but I think I want to build up.
Gamble? What if I want to gamble and I say, look,
no, that's not. I don't have a problem with that. But if you're going to gamble, make sure, like I said, start out with the dividend. Pick the ones that yield dividends first, so that even though you're gambling, you're still getting a check every fucking quarter.
Right. I can use that money to gamble with.
And then you can use that money because you can afford to lose it.
Right.
Don't ever invest money you can't afford to lose. Ever.
Right. Tell that to the dude I just bought weed from.
Nope.
Not that I'm smoking, I'm just saying as metaphorically speaking.
Yeah, dude.
Hey, but that's those are good game notes, 40. I'm definitely gonna have to get up on some of that.
Yeah.
But it's but I want to share with you because I think there's other ways to get
the news on in the background or something?
I do. I still have that. I still have the stream on. I'm still waiting for the revolution to pop off.
Oh, good. You better get some tea and some popcorn.
I know. I'm hoping that shit'll be televised.
So what I also want to add to it, the way you're saying enter at 40, you need to really come with a lot of money like that to make, to even get like a good dividend check.
Couple thousand.
Yeah, couple thousand. I mean, even more. I mean,
start with a couple thousand. Start with a couple thousand. Yeah. And just the other thing is
but sometimes they be like 1% of your interest. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. I mean, I'm not. Yeah, of course. So, but hopefully your dividends will outpace inflation. So if inflation is like 2% a year and your dividend check is 5%, you're good. You're beating inflation. So that means your buying power has not diminished. It's actually increased. And that's going to become particularly important because they printed $7 trillion worth of money. So that's going to become particularly important as those chickens come home to roost. That money is going to make that $18 burrito $28 in a year and a half. But if you can still afford a $28 burrito, then you ain't tripping.
Right.
Because you've made $600 that you didn't even work for. So you can afford a fucking $28 burrito. You don't care.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's exactly. Man, I really think that like our community needs to be teaching this at like childhood levels.
They do.
Because
no, they don't teach none of this in school. They only teach you how to be a worker.
They don't.
In school.
I'm saying that they need to, man. We need to start at home.
That's
because
right.
All that, I mean, if 40's on it, I'm getting into it. You about to get into it. You know what I'm saying? And we old men. You know what I'm saying? Our youths,
man, I'm looking at my face.
Our youths should be able to master this, man. Look what they've done with hip hop and this trash music out. Look how they capitalized off of that, bro.
That's right.
Well,
and now
it's become corporate because it's corporate now. It's a corporate.
Well, I'm just saying, even on their own low levels of just YouTube.
Oh yeah. The youth hustling.
They don't even need a label.
Right.
They don't even need a label, bro.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? They pimped that. They
don't even need a studio.
Yeah. If they get in on this, they will do the same thing.
You're right.
Oh my God.
No, you're right. You're right. That's why education is so poor in the United States.
That's right.
The education system works perfectly.
That's right. And here's the other thing that it will do.
It's supposed to be.
And this is, I gotta look over my shoulder in these trying times when I say this, but it will get our community off of this fucking welfare shit, bro. I'm sorry I said it.
Yes.
Bro.
You're right.
This is why I didn't fully understand it until I lived with this cat out in Brooklyn. When my corny ass California ass showed up in Brooklyn and I started hanging out and looking around, I was like, oh, this is a matriarchy. This is run by the single moms, collecting them checks. This is why the mentality is what it is. This is why all this stuff is happening. I get it. I see the connection because my grandfather didn't grow up like that. My father didn't grow up like that, and I was taught by them, and Ish was taught by that generation, and you as well. So we built differently. We cut from a different cloth. This is some new shit. And if you know the guy the guy who's really on this shit. This guy, he's old now. You should get on him before he passes. But his name is Thomas Sowell, dude. I don't know if you know about this guy. He's a black economist, and this cat, he breaks it down, and he's hated amongst all these people who are getting checks off of oppression. The poverty pimps running around. Right. All these people running around on TV talking about systemic racism and all that. Not to say that systemic racism doesn't exist, just the motherfuckers getting checks off that shit. All them niggas writing books and getting checks, they hate his ass because he destroys all of their arguments and they can't. There's no counter. But he's right. He's right. He talks about how when he was a kid in Harlem, they could sleep out on the fire escape in the summertime or in the park with no problem. Or how people in the projects used to leave. If you had a TV, you would leave your door unlocked so people could come in and watch your TV. You know what I mean? And it wasn't a problem in the projects. The projects back then was like HDB flats in Singapore-ish. Right. That's what so he comes from that. And he talks, and he's an economist. And he says, man, this welfare shit has fucked our communities off. Because it's basically got incentivized motherfuckers to kick the man out of the house. And once that happens, it's over. And so that's why it's a 70% single mom rate in the black community. You know what I mean? And then that gets exported.
Since the 60s, 70s. They did that on
exactly.
Purpose. That's well known. That's well known.
Yeah.
The fact that it's not it's a trip because it's well known, but it still exists.
It's well known, but the minute you start saying that, oh, you hate women and you're a sexist and that all that communism bullshit. You're a sexist and you're a misogynist. Like, okay, all right, sorry, I'm a sexist, whatever. And they're like, but then they're like, on the down low, like, here's my number. You know what I mean? Like,
it's funny because I had a conversation with somebody online the other day, and they were like, yeah, well, I'm not trying to be involved with some people who some came up about Muslims, and the brother's like, they enslaved us for 100. No, he said they enslaved 100 million of our people, and I was like, bro, you gotta stop over hyping slavery That's not where it's at, bro. Like, that's not it. 100 million people, dog? Really? Like,
come on, man.
Put on ships and brought over here? Like, are you serious? Like, that's overkill, man.
It's super
like, get
overkill.
Your stuff. So, and the fact that you own that as a truth, and what is
right?
Like, I don't want to. Like, what would that do to your mentality? Like, well, all of these people took
it keeps you enslaved.
Stealing on you. You know what I mean? Like,
that's a form of slavery.
Right.
Yes. Yeah. That's a chain. It's a chain.
It's a chain, yeah. You know, and so I just think like cats need to get their scholarship on a little better than that when it comes to slavery. Right. And we as a people have to stop Wakandaizing, romanticizing,
yes,
and or yes. over victimizing. Yes, we are victims of white supremacy. I am a victim of white supremacy.
Right.
However, white supremacy is very predictable.
Yes.
So myself as an individual, I know how to navigate through that shit.
That's right.
Because I'm a world traveler and I've been around them and I've studied it. So I see it when it's coming and I know how to kind of I'm not going to be Obama.
No, but
navigate that much. But I know how to navigate, whereas I don't feel like fucking Kunta Kinte in my everyday life.
Right. And going back to what Ken said, if you had that mentality where you could travel because, oh shit, by my 18th birthday, I made $200,000. Yeah, fuck yeah, I'm going to Europe, nigga. I'm gonna go for a year because because I don't really need to work. If all of our kids were like that,
maybe somewhere other than Europe, but I got you.
But you know what I'm saying? Like as a starter, like I've never been there. I'm gonna
start. Yeah. You got Paris,
and that's freedom.
Niggas in Paris, like okay, you want to go see?
Right. You know, they're on Instagram, like blah in front of the Eiffel Tower, blah. Right now, imagine a whole generation of kids where they had figured out how to generate passive income of $100,000, and they could hold a steady state of $10,000 a month. No matter what they did, they was going to make $10,000 a month on their own investment strategy. Can you imagine? Our communities would transform overnight. It would be a whole nother black community. And these ain't the kind of we're not dealing with those old school fucking weirdo isolated type of white folks no more. Everybody's on Instagram. Everybody's on Facebook. They ain't gonna come and fucking bomb Black Wall Street. What they're gonna do is they're gonna go to the restaurants and the clubs and all the businesses that get spun up, because that's gonna be the fucking place to hang out. Everybody's gonna want to be there. Well, and that's what Thomas.
But that's what Bed-Stuy was. That's what Oakland was. And that's what Harlem was. Every time we create that place you're describing, it gets taken over, gentrified, capitalized, and upgraded.
Hey, did you know
we
about?
Get pushed out.
Did you know that a black man invented the recipe for Jack Daniels?
Yes, I did know that.
Black man invented the recipe for everything.
But what's crazy about that is that they didn't even fess up to that fact until the whole equality movement and started to happen. It was like, oh, by the way, you know what I'm saying? But for last couple 100 years or 100 years, they kept it to themselves.
Yeah, it's true. Well, and back to Ish's point about the gentrification thing, right? The gentrification happens because money talks and bullshit walks, right? And what you really have is the financially literate preying on the financially illiterate. Right. Like, for example, when you go to Bed-Stuy, that family that owns Bedvine didn't get pushed out. Matter of fact, they expanded their holdings. They bought their building. They set up that fucking high-end liquor store next to Bedvine. Yeah. And then they set up the other bar, the beer bar around the corner, because they own that building too. So what happens is, what if everybody in that community was like that? Then when the gentrification money comes in, first of all, it's not going to be cheap anymore because those people know what the fuck they're doing. So, and when they do come in and try to buy it up, they're going to pay full market price. The only reason they're buying them 2 or 3 at a time is because niggas are giving it to them. They paid $100,000 for it, and the Jew comes in and the Jew says, this building's worth $1.5 million. I'll give you $500,000. And the nigga's like, takes the $500,000. But let a Jew walk up to those Bedfine niggas and offer them $500,000. They will laugh in his face.
Right.
That's how the gentrification happens, because of ignorance, financial ignorance. Broke niggas who are like, wow, all I have is this building that my grandma gave me. And this Jewish guy says, I'll give you $500,000 for it. And he's like thinking, man, I could buy a nice ass fucking truck with some nice ass rims for $500,000. Yeah. You know what I mean? And still have some money left over.
Jewelry, shit.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
And with the Bedfine people are like,
grandmas, they were hitting listen, in Bed-Stuy,
yeah,
I saw these guys would drive around the neighborhood and they would recruit like everyday round the way brothers. I'd see them, call them over to their vans. Because at first I was like, yo, what's going on around here? Like, what's happening right now? So, hey, come here. And they talked like, listen, we want to access to some of these we want to offer for sale to these houses, and we want you to be our spokesperson.
Right.
We'll break you off a little bit. So you go to these houses and talk to these grandmothers for us.
Right.
Because you know these people in the neighborhood. All right. So you be the tip of the spear. You know?
Right. Because I'm tired of getting chased off the stoop with a broom.
Right. Right. So the brother goes and talks to, hey, these guys, they'll give you $30,000 cash right now.
Right now.
You don't have to worry about any of this anymore. Okay, how about 50?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Yeah. So
that's how the gentrification happens.
That's just selling out. Period.
Well, it's economic illiteracy.
Yeah, it's not selling out. It's economic illiteracy. Yeah,
they don't know any better.
You know.
Yeah,
I agree with that. But the world is under economic illiteracy.
Right.
It really is a paper game. You know what I'm saying?
It is.
Even getting loans and your credit and all of these things is it's just knowledge. That's it. It's just knowledge, you know, and how to pimp it. Like Ken said, hey, my money is just sitting here.
Right.
Instead of it just sitting there and
make it work,
losing interest because of inflation. Let me put it in Apple or wherever you say,
right.
You know, and at least it's turning itself over.
Right, it's beating inflation.
Beating inflation, right? It's not. It's no longer a subject to it.
That's right. So as things get more expensive.
But see now, me as an average, me as an average black person, right, who's part human. Throwing that in there. I'm scared. I'm scared to take my savings and just like turn it over to someone, because what I know from that is stories of people getting ripped off.
Right, but that's why I told you. You only invest. You only invest what you can afford to lose.
That's it.
Only invest what you can afford to lose.
You know what? I ain't gonna miss this 500. So let me do something with it. Then 3 months later or a year later, you're like, God damn, I got
turned into something.
I got $6,000 in this account now. What did that happen? Fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I've been getting checks. I've been getting checks. Right. Now these checks were, $100 or $30 every quarter, but I wasn't tripping. And then one day I got like a check for $100, and then I got a check for $200. Like, what's going on? So then you look at the account. It's like, you got $6,000 in there now, bro. Like, oh, that's what I mean. But if you're like, I'm gonna put my whole savings on this, now emotionally you're vulnerable because you cannot invest emotionally. Once you get your emotions involved, you're fucked.
Oh no, I'm putting all my money in anything to do with genocide. That means bombs, like whatever. Like I'm not trying to contribute to it. I just know that that's the only thing that's popping on the planet right now.
Right.
I'm not going to take prisons. I would never do that. But like drugs, needles, bombs, band-aids, anything to do with genocide, I'm investing. Not investing for it to happen, but the ship is already headed there. I can't turn it around. I might as well put a dollar on it.
Right. All I can do is transform that blood money into something good.
It's the only thing you're gonna make money off of, man.
We see another approach, in addition to how 40 saying get in, I started off with a few bucks, you know, like I could lose a few bucks, $20, $10. And I just started, I slowly, and I'm still learning. Yeah. You could start off gradually on an app, but you have to have some
self-control. Still learning.
You know what I'm saying? And like, I literally started with like, I don't know, 30, 40 bucks, you know? And then I just, but you know, I watch.
What did you do with $40? Like, just in a nutshell.
There's a lot of stocks you can buy for $40.
I mean, Robinhood, it gives you a feel. Yeah, you know, so it's like
the man just said don't fuck with Robinhood.
You could watch stocks that you don't own, and you could see the trend of all the other stocks, and it still starts to make sense.
It's an information portal. But what I will say is this about
time out. Wait. You know the story of the stock market of the billionaire, maybe the Rockefeller or the banker or whatever. He was getting his shoe signed, and the brother, the shoe shiner, said to him, "Hey, boss, I got a tip for you in the stock market. You should buy XYZ." And the banker was like, "Oh yeah, okay." And just out of curiosity, he looked into it and found that the shoe shine man was 100% correct.
Yes.
And he said to himself, if this information has made it to the shoe shine person, it's worthless at this point. And he pulled all of his money out of the stock market. He was one of the only people who remained wealthy when when depression hit. He pulled it out just in time, based on saying, "Wait, if the shoe shine man knows that, so I'm not calling any of you shoe shine man."
No.
What I'm saying is, like, it is, if this information is gets to the general public, like, how much more time do we really have? Because
and that's okay, good point. And first of all, he knew a hell of a lot more than what the shoe shine man was telling him. First of all, he knew the depression was coming, but from a timing standpoint, the story makes sense. He was like, "Oh shit, even this guy knows? Oh, it's about to go down." He already knew it was going to go down. He's like, "Now's the time to get out."
But that was a final warning. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. He knew it was going down. He just hadn't pulled out yet. But he was like, "I'm pulling out today, nigga." It's time to pull out, because this motherfucker. So that's where people got on Robinhood. Now, I will agree with Ken. I will say two things about Robinhood. First of all, if you know what you're doing, then you're fine. You know what you're doing. If your economic principles are solid and you've been doing it a while, then you can get on Robinhood for no big deal. However, what Ken's point is, and it's true, Robinhood is a great aggregator. It's a great way to get the big picture, because it has all the stocks of all the values of all the stocks all in one convenient place, so you can see how you're doing. You've been thinking about buying. You can. Ken, can you do the thing where you can have a test account where you have fake money, but you can just see what would have happened if you had invested 500? Yeah, I know. Like E-Trade used to do that. E-Trade is like, I have a fake $500. What would happen if I invested in this stock? And they would show you.
Yeah, but you could easily click on a stock and just drag the timeline. Like,
yes.
It was at $2. You know.
Right. But there's a bunch of other apps that do that now too, and especially even the crypto ones do that.
Right. Yeah, and they support crypto too. So
yes, they do. They do.
All right,
it's just different levels to it. I think it's good to get on that level and on the high fidelity level and stuff like that. So.
Well,
yeah, there's levels to the game. You got to crawl before you can walk.
So could I walk into high fidelity with $1,000 and get started?
Probably.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. They would put you in. Yeah, I mean, it might be, and then. I mean,
it's all school. It's all school at the end of the day. So you're paying $1,000 for the education of it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what's the old saying? The best time to get started was 20 years ago, and the second best time is right now.
Right.
Yeah, and you know what else, man? tap into some. I got a hip hop forum that I belong to, and they have a money section, right? And get stock tips from there. But I'm just saying, like, find a little crevice just to get some little buzz. You know what I'm saying? People that's on your level, people you agree with. You know, because you can get tips. That's nothing, bro.
Right.
You know?
Right. And you want to, like I said, it's nice to have a professional in your corner, and you're not giving them all your money. You're giving them money that you can afford to lose, and you're drip feeding them. You know, you're just saying, look, I'm just going to, what they call dollar cost average. I'm just going to dump this much money every month into this, and then you do your thing. You know what I mean? And as the pile grows, you know, your racks get bigger, my racks get bigger, everybody wins. You know, that's a great way to start, because you're not like mad at the motherfucker because you ran off with all your bread and it was your last money. You know what I mean? It's just a more sane way to invest. And then you know, you like me. You know, it's like I don't watch so much. I only have so many hours a day, so I spend time watching guys who fuck with crypto, and I spend time watching investment channels now. I spend less time watching Kerry Cassidy and more time watching investment and stock, and because, you know, I'm doing this thing with the real estate thing too with the family, so I gotta be the financial sort of brain behind it, because, you know, my parents are getting up there, and if I'm gonna move it forward, I gotta know what the fuck I'm doing.
Yeah.
So I can't be spitting around, you know, tripping on Trump too much. You know what I mean? I gotta watch, you know, Max Kaiser. I gotta watch, you know, Peter Schiff. I gotta watch Raoul Paul. I gotta read, you know, the Bitcoin Standard. I gotta stay up on this shit. And then I have technology shit to stay up on too. So you know, I go in my room and I can, you know me, Ish, I can disappear for weeks.
Yeah.
You know, sitting in front of a fucking computer, I can just like, where'd 40 go? Fuck.
Yeah, right.
I haven't even heard anything up there. It's just, you know, you know me, bro. It's just never ending.
Yo.
You know, I'm too much online, bro. I mean, I'm making my music online. I'm getting my information online. I'm working online. It's a bit.
Yeah.
I gotta just.
You gotta take a walk in the park every now and then too. Then, you know,
bro.
Don't over RoboCop yourself.
Yeah, my nephew got a dog, and I'm just like when almost every day, I'm like, let me take your dog out, bro.
Yeah.
Let me just.
Right.
We're gonna go play fetch.
Like, damn, man, again.
Yeah. I'm like, nigga, we're gonna play fetch, and I'm gonna stare at the sun for a while, and just.
Yeah, good. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Ground yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's too much, dude.
Yeah.
Right.
You know? Look at, you know.
I gotta go, but
I gotta cut this short, fellas. I see Ken moving around. Kevin dying to get out this conversation. All right.
Okay.
Yo, this was good though. Let's continue it.
Let's keep it up. Yeah.
Well, and by the way, you'll all see yourself on YouTube. All right, nice talking to y'all.
Oh, yeah. Did we just surreptitiously sign up for an episode of Gap Tooth? Is that what just happened?
Yeah, you did. Yes,
you did. Good.
So congratulations, you made it. Yeah.
No, hey, man. You know, we cross pimping. We cross pimping.
Yeah. All right. Well, don't say nothing now that's gonna mess it up. Just keep it cool.
No. I'm gonna have a link to your shit on my little beat shit when I get it all set up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We go. You know.
Say less. All right.
Yeah.
Big love and Ken, Oakland, California, aka Afro Ken from back in the day. 40. One love to y'all, man. Stay up.
All right,
safe out there.
All right, man. Y'all be good.
Big Gap Tooth. We out. Boom.
All right, bro.
So, all right, man. I'm gonna holler at you.